Ghana, a country envied by its peers for its political stability and, in recent times, its good economic development. A number of financial institutions in the banking sector have sprung up. The economy is one with which about 90% of companies are small and medium enterprises. As such, the SMEs create a suitable livelihood for the majority of the population. Government support for that sector is therefore vital for economic growth. However, the banking sector shies away from giving adequate credit to SMEs with the explanation that there's a high risk involved in doing business at that level. In instances where there is credit support, the interest rates are so heavy that it makes no economic sense for the SMEs to go in for such facilities. It is in its desire to support this sector that in 2004, the government, by an act of parliament, passed into law the establishment of the Venture Capital Trust Fund to help grow the SME sector, create jobs, eliminate poverty, and ensure the continued status of SMEs as the bread and butter of the Ghanaian economy. The priority sectors are established based on government's economic growth program, including agriculture, pharmaceuticals, ICT, tourism, and energy. The Venture Capital Trust Fund had a conversation that was to culminate in a venture worthy of praise.
Well, the act which established the fund gave us some flexibility, latitude to develop the industry. So we thought, well, instead of looking at the traditional setup of companies, we're looking for some niches. So we tasked the CEO. So he went around and discovered this venture initiative. He reported to the board, and we asked him to go back and deepen the discussions and talk to the partners. And that is when we saw that it was something viable.
The sorghum story is an interesting story that started almost out of nothing.
Sorghum is a major staple crop common in northern Ghana. Research has shown that locally grown sorghum varieties like Kapala and Dorado are suitable for brewing purposes and can therefore be used as substitutes for imported barley malt in the brewing industry. This is where Guinness Ghana Limited comes in. But before Guinness, let us meet Grandma Abiba. She has been brewing Pito, a local beer enjoyed by many in northern Ghana and beyond. Abiba's main ingredient is sorghum, which she buys either directly from farmers or in the market. She provides evidence to the fact that numerous communities in the northern, upper east and upper west regions of Ghana had already identified the usefulness of this grain for brewery purposes. Through proper business practice and making the customer her #1 priority, Abiba has educated her children, built a home and catered for the needs of the family. Guinness Ghana Limited also identified the usefulness of this grain for brewing.
We had to engage both the farmers, the research institutes, in particular Savannah Agricultural Research Institute, and other stakeholders as in Ministry of Food and Agriculture. So we started a pilot program, and we got, in 2003, we got about 56 tons of sorghum from the north. We used that in doing a couple of brewing trials, and we realized that it was good and could be used as a substitute for malted barley, which was imported.
There were serious hurdles that needed serious tackling, and the partners involved were up to the task. The key secret to the success of this public-private partnership is pure passion and genuine commitment by all parties. TechnoServe is the nucleus around which the actual linkage with the farmers is made.
Now we have a number of stakeholders within the chain because it's a supply chain. You have the input suppliers who will supply inputs to these farmers. You have the credit providers. I mentioned venture capital that provides the credit. Then you have Guineas at the ends of the chain that are the users, but at the same time they are also the buyers of the final product. We also have some intermediary agents. You have people that will take the produce, clean it, and then do the bagging, do the packaging, and we will do the quality checks and then deliver to Guineas.
Part of the task of TechnoServe is to liaise with agricultural extension officers to ensure that nucleus farmers and outgrowers are supplied with the right kinds of seeds for the project. One personality who plays a key role in this regard is Dr. Saka Bua. He's the official from the WA station of the Savannah Agricultural Research Institute. A tour of the experimental farm that produces seeds for the project gives us an idea of how things work. These interventions are not just handed down from TechnoServe as technical implementers of the project. The basis for these interventions are as a result of periodic conferences, durbers, and stakeholder meetings, where the needs, challenges, advice, forecasts, reviews, lessons, among other matters concerning this noble partnership are impartially discussed, analyzed, and implemented to ensure the continued success of the project. The most recent of such ceremonies took place from the 1st to the 3rd of October 2008 in WA under the theme Celebrating 3 Years of Public-Private Partnership in Wealth Creation. It is at public events like this that one gets to appreciate how happy the people are to have such a project running in their region. The question now is this: what is it that these people are so thankful about? What amount of work did each key partner put in to enhance the people's livelihood and to create job opportunities for all? When this production team went on a tour of the beneficiary communities, we were welcomed by people from all walks of life who gave testimony to the benefits they derive from the West Africa Sorghum Value Chain Development Project. It is through the eyes of these people that we get to know about the actual sorghum story. It is through their eyes that we meet their challenges and experience their joy. WA is the regional capital of Ghana's youngest region. It has a high Muslim population and boasts of a majority of the farmers in the sorghum project. It also hosts both the regional and zonal offices of TechnoServe. In WA, we met with Dr. Banka. He served his people as a medical doctor and now embraces farming as the pathway to economic freedom for his people. He is a nucleus farmer.
In fact, because of the input provision and the timeliness of it, many more farmers are going into sorghum. But this year, many farmers came for seed, but we didn't have enough seed even to give them. So many more farmers want to go into it as one of the crops they would do within their normal cultivation, not just as a project. So I have a feeling that in the coming years, TechnoServe will have got to do more, or other agencies or other organizations may have to come in to assist. Because like in our case, we have about 2,700 farmers doing about 3,500 acres just for soya. And our policy is that every farmer who is doing soya should also be doing a cereal, so they can have crop rotation. So if we have our farmers doing even 1 acre of sorghum in addition to the soya, it means that we will be needing input for 3,700 acres of sorghum just for Upper West Agro Industries. And that's a lot. If you could look at even for the tractor service alone, like this year, we plowed an acre for 25 Ghana cedis. So 25 Ghana cedis times 3,700, we are talking about almost 70 to 80,000 Ghana cedis just for tractor service. So with the demand that is going on, I think government will need to look at supporting the whole project, because it's not just for the brewery, but even people are now looking up to sorghum as food.
Let's meet Idrisu Damba, an outgrower in Dupari, a village close to WA. Idrisu Damba is married with 7 children. Apart from his oldest son, the rest are all in school. Idrisu is one of Ghana's hard-working farmers whose life depends on how hard he tills the earth.
cha nya tona jama ngwa kumban sora bojo ayone mankwa yombanya bombonja anabanda somanga agol mbisi cha china summan ntonde achi akwara anya bonkanga adebatin puri deme ayim bisi lombole mbia anda gasku bada ku wana olibiri achi da summan nda alibiri asma biye o gasku malla kwa chi ju abiye ngama ya ka ansomo atom bo ba siga gbako ku jure gare school ya rawana yo ja mai school wa mo ala kuma ko ba ka se yin bijiya ka kan ko ra kin ya kan da ba siga ko ya ngama ya kana munin sara nyan na nyon akoba.
Fatima Azizu is a woman farmer and an outgrower from Chagu, a farming community in the Wa East district. She also shares her experiences on the project and encourages her women folk to get involved. The occasion was a Durbar organized when Venture Capital Trust Fund visited Chagu to learn at first hand ways in which they could assist farmers from the community.
We know this is the second season. You started with 145, now you have 345 acres in the project, and we are grateful for that. We want to see a continuous expansion, and with the help of the Tindana and his blessing, providing additional land, we as the funding source, we continue to provide the money.
Tumu is one of the major towns in the Upper West region where farmers benefit from this project. A visit to the Tumu market reveals the sale of different varieties of sorghum, among other grains and farm produce. At Bakwala, a village close to Tumu, we met another nucleus farmer called Bawa Basuglo Richard. He has about 800 outgrowers under him and cultivating a total acreage of 1,300. Basuglo completed the University for Development Studies, majoring in agronomy in the specific areas of agric technology. Unlike many of his contemporaries who sought employment from government agencies and non-governmental organizations, Richard is contributing his quota to national development by putting into practice what he has learnt and also serving as an example of the numerous job opportunities created as a result of the intervention of Venture Capital Trust Fund on the West Africa Sorghum Value Chain Development Project. Today, Richard can boast of some physical benefits that do not only make life better for him, but also go a long way to strengthen the productivity of the 800 outgrowers he oversees.
We have been able to purchase 3 motorbikes and a bicycle, so that will aid our mobility to some of the communities in our extension work. We've also been able to, with the help of the Sorghum project and the TechnoServe, to put up a warehouse whereby we can store our produce after the production.
Every visitor entering Ghana's northern region from the south is welcomed by this lion. The lion is a very important symbol for the people of Dagbon. This region hosts a substantive percentage of some of the farmers involved in sorghum production. The specific district in question is the Saboba district. Kingsley Kayan and Dr. Bilson are partner nucleus farmers who brought the project to Saboba. They are among the very few fortunate ones in the Saboba district who benefited from education. Kingsley by profession is a medical laboratory technician. They grew up in a place identified for their unique farming qualities and the abundance of arable farmlands.
My colleague, nucleus farmer Francis Bilson, he went to Upper West region where he was interested to take posting to. There he stumbled onto TechnoServe office, which was in charge of the sorghum production. Then we got the stories from them. I must say they have been very supportive. Last season we worked the range of around 100 and 110 acres. We got a good delivery at Guinness, Ghana, and we are judged one of the very quality grain.
Our sincere thanks goes to one of our brothers who brought this sorghum project here. In fact, they are done very well. And now we also knew very well that if we continue with hard labor, in fact, we will achieve what we want. So we will not say we are tired. We are going to be tired more